Looks pretty safe. Today I thought I'd kind of go through a few things that have been on my mind. Moving out to this farm has been one of the most exhilarating and freeing and exciting and awesome things that we've ever done, and it still is. There's no doubt about that. Every day is an adventure here. But there's been some things that have just been holding me down and us down, and some of the things you've heard me talk about before, but mainly it centers around this barn. And I told my wife June is going to be the month of the barn. I want to get out here and just take care of some things that have been messed up, and let me show you what we got. So one of the things that has just plagued us since we moved in here was the kind of status of this barn area. The ridge vent is missing on the whole length of the barn, except for just this one little translucent type section here. So I actually have some venting to put up there today, or some cap. It's not vent, it's ridge cap actually. Because all the hay, of course, we just stacked in here, is just in this little area barrier here that the rain, you know, comes down about this section and gets right in there. So this whole first bale or two of hay has got all wet when a thunderstorm, and then of course my baler over there, all the important components are right there, they're getting wet. My tractor gets wet, and so this just has to get fixed. Oh, this is perfect weather to get up on the roof of the barn and fix the ridge cap. So here's the back of the barn door here. And this is just a tarp up here, and it gets all shredded up and it's got holes. And I mean, the wind, this is the west side of the barn, so it just takes a beating. Got some trim up here that's loose, and so there's water gets up there. But the wind just pounds into this barn when it thunderstorms and rains and winter time and everything. And I've been meaning to do this. The barn door is out here. The metal we need is here. The wood just all rotted away, and it looks like we even have some of the square rail and stuff, and maybe the hardware components I need. I'm gonna go find in this grass. I gotta pull this out, and this just has to get fixed. This little area out here is great, and it's been an all-purpose catch-all for us. It's, I fenced this in last year first thing, and this has worked great, but there's no doors on here, so in the wintertime, again, we got wind blowing in there and everything else. There's also no gutters anywhere, so all the water runs right down in front of these stalls and runs into the stalls most of the time, or creates these giant puddles all outside the barn here, which is a disaster, as you can see. And it gets all muddy and messy, and well, you can imagine with all these animals in here, it's quite fun to clean. Well, campers parked here. We moved in, we're just like, oh, where can we throw this thing? Well, here it is. And that's great, but it's kind of right in the way. I can't really get any equipment in and out of this area of the barn, which would be great to store my sickle bar and my splitter and other things right in here, my lawn tractor and things. So again, we have no gutters here, so all the water just rains right down here. These pigs are not supposed to be in here still. Problem number 433. And there's my sickle bar in the weeds, exactly where I don't want it. But these pastures are a disaster. I gotta get out and fix these. There's fencing down here. You can see the top of this woven wire, old rusty woven wire. That's not gonna hold anything in, especially a goat. Pigs might stay in there because it is pretty tight to the ground, but I don't know. I mean, I've been thinking about putting the pigs in here. This is where they need to be. This is their natural environment, the wooded area, all this grass and area to root. They shouldn't be in that little stall, so got to fix this fencing and get these pigs out here. The electrical in here is a nightmare. I'm not sure where these lead. The lighting is another issue. We have one of these giant wastes of energy right here, like a halogen or sodium light or something, and then these CFL lights. So between the CFL and the halogen, or whatever that thing is, you know, you come in here and flip the lights on, and then, you know, 20 minutes later you actually have the full luminescence of these lights. So it's just awful. No lights on the other side where the pigs are. There's no light down there, and there's really no light in the center of this barn. One outlet, missing a cover. It's the only outlet in the barn. This is our brooder. I've never showed you guys this. The barred rocks are in here. We've got a little auto feeder over here with the pipe on it, so I just add food there. We've got the little water in there. They actually have the chicken drippers in the back too that we use. But this is where they've grown up. They're a few months old now, a couple months old now, ready to go outside. We've got the simple suburban coop over here, which would be a perfect place for our little barred rock flock. And so I need to get some fencing in. This whole area over here is going to be a coop and run area attached to this. I'm going to move it to the back corner. I'm going to keep them separate. I'm going to do an all organic flock, 100% organic feed and all that kind of stuff, and we'll sell 100% organic eggs from them, and I also will breed them, so I want them completely separate, although Mary may hang out with them. My watering system, man, what an awesome deal. It works so good when it's working, but I have it taken apart right now because my pump burned up. These stalls need chicken wire instead of pieces of particle board. I'm pretty sure it's time to clean this one out. Oh, it's beyond time to clean the chicken coop out. I love the sound of the rain on the metal roof. So this whole area right here, there's a kind of a loft up above it, and the kids play up there, and I've got some stuff stored up there. But this eventually will be kind of like a tack room. Of course, we don't have tack in here like a horse barn, but I would like to wall this off and wall that off and create a conditioned space in here we could keep warm. Eventually have some kind of wood-fired hot water out here, or solar hot water. We could wash eggs, process eggs out here and things like that right from the barn in the winter or summer, process meat, whatever we need to do out here. This would be a nice little storage area. Right now it's kind of a catch-all and it's a mess. There's actually a line that comes from the corner of the house, goes out with the wood burner tubing, and then comes out here. But the previous owner had ran over the spigot that was here and broke off the water line underground here. So I have dug it up previously. It's been filled in now, and I found it, but I just need to repurchase. I purchased a new spigot, anti-frost spigot, run it into the barn and have that inside the barn. Right now we're running our hose out here every day from the house. All right, I think the rain's behind us. I hope so anyway. New ridge cap. This is not a ridge vent necessarily. It does vent because it sits on top of these ridges. You can kind of see up there at the top, and you know, airflow can get underneath and, you know, out through the top and stuff like that. But it's not, its main purpose is an vent. It's a cap. So I have 30 feet of this is all they had. I think I probably need 40 or 50, but we'll see how far we get, and if we have a gap left, we'll have to fill it with another piece at another time. So. All right, this shouldn't be too hard of a project here, as long as these stormy clouds don't kill me. Trying to straddle the beams here. Start at the far end and see how far I get. All right, well, it's not pretty, but it is what it is. Not too much I can do. Can't even get into the 2x4s in most spots here. I'll take you up here. We'll take you up here. We'll look at this disaster together. So metal roofing. Well, there's a lot I've learned about metal roofing. So I'm trying to walk. You see all the nail lines here. That's where the joists are below me, the 2x4 joists. So they're pretty strong. This is what we're looking at. You can see the first piece there is kind of crooked. But that's all right. That end piece there, I had to kind of sink it down a little bit because I'm trying to hold together the trim piece on the end. So everything will overlap here. Overlap a little bit anyway. Oh yeah, we're just barely short. There's no 2x4s at the roof here, and the joists don't touch, so I can't. I can only screw right into the metal on this side, and then I can actually screw into wood on that side. So get this to lay any sort of flat, so it's kind of looking crooked up here, but it's a semi-crooked, slightly dented ridge cap. So that's all that's left, is just this one little section. But what I probably will do is, this is that stuff they had up here before, and you could kind of see through it, but it's got a bunch of like mold and stuff on it, or some kind of, I don't know what that stuff is growing on there. So I might just tear that right out of there and just put a new, put that ridge capper all the way across. I don't really care about light in there. I'll put some lights up. But good view of the hay fields from up here. I had to clean up some of the hay that I left. All right, so I got the power turned off. And I tell you what, I've never seen a house with so many strange power setups. I mean, there are sub panels, there's the backup generator, there's wires of all different gauges coming out to different areas on different breakers, double breakers, through the backup generator, different amperages, and it's crazy town electrical. That's what the company should have been called. So my job is, over the years, to sort out and correct and simplify this insaneness. I don't really know what I have here. So I'm assuming I've got a power and a ground. I'm assuming a power and a neutral for another circuit. I have power here. Ugh. I hate coming into other people's work. So I think I've got her sorted out here. This blue wire is not hooked up to anything. The white wire is just a common coming through, so I can use this as a hot and a neutral, and then share this ground to hook up an extra outlet if I want to. Hot underground and no neutral here. So I'm obviously not an electrician by any means, so before you do anything with electricity, you should make sure you understand it and do it by code and all that kind of good stuff. I don't claim to know everything, but I know the basics, so and make things safe. Everything I'm doing in here, I'm doing metal. Obviously being outside, I've got tools and animals and oh, who knows what else out here. Well, it sure does look better, doesn't it? Okay, so this outlet works. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's not a 20 amp outlet, which is fine for right now because technically we're on a 15 amp circuit out here, but it's not everything that needs to be fixed. That looks a lot better, nice and sturdy, everything metal. Ridge vent's done, except for one little piece right there, one little gap. So things are looking a lot better for us. Well, that is gonna wrap up for today. One bit at a time. A couple things done today that have been bothering me for months, and next I think I'm gonna work on that barn door because that's just gotta happen. But this barn is a tool for us, and it's a you know, it's a great asset for us to have. But you don't take care of this stuff, it gets wet, and you know, most of this is not treated wood, just the poles are. So this thing can get wrecked pretty quick. So this is my first time owning a barn like this, so there's a lot to do, a lot of work, but we'll take you guys along for all of it. So as always, suggestions, comments, feedback in any which way, I'll take it. Throw it down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Hit thumbs up on the video if you found it entertaining, and I'm gonna do more of these, so you'll see some just kind of projects around the house type videos coming out. So as always guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.